Hello and welcome to this week's episode of ITS Now. It's episode 19. In this episode, I will be focusing on a new type of injury. It's not really new, but it's new in the sense that I've never really touched base on it. It's when you have a subluxing patella or a dislocating patella and you require surgery reconstructing your medial patella femoral ligament, or MPFL. So I've had a few athletes in the past that have had this injury. I currently have a young lady. She's a gymnast that's recovering from the surgery. I think she's 9 weeks or 10 weeks post the surgery. She's getting stronger. She's been at traditional physical therapy, so I haven't seen her numerous times. But hopefully she'll get into the gym so I can work on getting her strength and her stabilization up, and then advance her into return to play activities. So MPFL, that's a ligament on the inside of your knee that basically holds the patella in line, in a sense, holds it in place so it doesn't shift out and always fall out of, track out of place. I have had athletes in the past. One of them, you'll actually hear from her, hopefully. She had it so bad that her knee in the beginning stages would not stay in place. She had to be in an immobilizer until the doctors decided what to do with her. And then she ended up, after rehabbing the first one and having surgery on the first one, it happened to the second one. So this injury is pretty genetic. It's the way that the body is formed and the way that the patella aligns with the femur and the tibia, where they all come together. Sometimes that groove is not always the way it needs to be. So the patella tracks off, causing a lot of medial pain on the knee. Also, a lot of times you're going to see it in soccer players, I've seen it in soccer, I've seen it in track, a lot of rotational stuff. A lot of times it's poor mechanics. When the athlete's learning how to do something, mechanically they're not doing it right, so it puts more strain on the knee, so it puts more wear and tear on the knee joint. So those are my experiences with it. I obviously don't have as much experience with it as I do with ACLs, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to flip it around and talk about those injuries. So what do I do with those injuries? I treat it like an ACL. I strengthen it like an ACL, especially when they start off with me. But I do more work focusing on what's called your VMO, your vastus medialis oblique muscle. It's part of your quad. It's that little teardrop muscle that you're going to see when you strengthen up or when you squeeze your quad. It's on the inside of your knee. It's on that medial part or inside of your knee, and it looks, again, like a teardrop. So I do a lot of that type of strengthening in the beginning stages and throughout. And then you focus on building up the whole quad, building the extensors, building up the stabilizers, making sure everything works as one complete unit, looking at the ankles, knees, and hips, making sure they're coming together and working together as the athlete progresses into sport action, meaning jumping, landing, cutting, and all that. For this young lady, her name is Adriana. You're going to see her doing some exercises as examples of what I had her do just to make sure she's strengthening her VMO. She also did other stuff too. She did a lot of weighted stuff yesterday. She did some squats with the bar, reverse lunges with the bar, some hamstring curls, some exercise stability ball stuff. But the 4 exercises I'm going to show you are things that I want her to do at home to make sure that she's maintaining that strength in the VMO. Now, when you watch her, you're going to see that she's favoring her right knee. You're going to see that there is some, not necessarily deficits, there's some times where she's kind of protecting it. But again, it's normal. She's only 8 or 9 weeks post. And if it's not addressed every time with her and she's not making that conscious effort to make the change, it's going to be a hard thing for her to overcome. Muscle memory is fun, especially when your body is so used to doing it one way and it feels normal for you, and it's really not normal. So when you watch these videos, make sure you keep that in mind, because she does have some leaning at times, and I did correct her as much as I could. But I thought it would be kind of fun to include her in this so you can see what it's like to be coming back from an MPFL injury and doing the rehab that is necessary. So take a look at the videos, take a look at the type of things I do to keep that knee strong, and let me know if you have any questions. My email, napolita9@gmail.com, and then you can catch me on all social media, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. So I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Leg extensions with a ball squeeze. In this exercise, the athlete squeezes the ball as they straighten and bend their knees. This is a great VMO exercise. VMO exercise number 2. This exercise is a variation of the other one that you've seen. Here, the athlete places the ball between the ankles, squeezes the ball, and slowly straightens the leg, making sure to hold at the top of the straightening to squeeze for a couple seconds, and then bending the leg back to start. Squats with a VMO squeeze. So here the athlete stands in squat position with their feet shoulder width apart. The ball is between their knees. The athlete slowly squeezes on the ball, so put slight pressure on the ball so they fire their VMOs, and then slowly squat up and down, maintaining proper squat form the entire time. Goblet sumo squats. Here an athlete holds a weight of some type or a weighted ball of some type in their hands close to their chest. Feet are wider than a normal squat. Toes pointed out slightly. Athlete slowly lowers their hips up and down, making sure to push through their heels at all times and dropping their hips back. This exercise focuses on the insides of the thighs, forcing the muscles to strengthen in that area.
My name is Violet Smith, and I had 3 MPFL knee surgeries. On my first one, I dislocated my knee, and I kept on running on it at band camp. But the story behind that is that I used to have a trick where I could dislocate my knee, so I would always do it, and that made me just mess up my knee in general. My second knee surgery, I was doing rehab on the right knee, and on my left knee it just kind of gave out and started dislocating, so then I had to get another knee surgery. And then my third and final knee surgery, I was swimming on my swim team, and this girl next to me was doing breaststroke, and they kicked my knee out of place, and then I had my third and final knee surgery. My favorite exercise during rehab was the VMO squats on the BOSU, and then my worst exercise was probably heel slides because those hurt. And the thing that I learned was that you don't need physical strength during all the rehab, is that you have to have mental strength too. It's more mental strength than physical.